is Justin Williams. He covers Cincinnati football. In a tweet from earlier today that Brett Yormark on potential future expansion and what types of schools would be addictive to the Big 12 moving forward. Obviously, going out west is where I would like to go, entering that fourth time zone, a program that has national recognition. He then added this quote from Brett Yormark, the Big 12 commissioner, on extending the Big 12's TV contract with Fox and ESPN. That process has started. I met with ESPN last week, had great meetings with them. I think we're very aligned and like-minded in where we want to go in the future. I'll be meeting with Fox in the next week to gauge their interest. Obviously, these are conversations to explore if it's in everyone's best interest to go early, to gain clarity. My gut tells me that both Fox and ESPN would like to do that, but I'll know for sure once I meet with Fox in the next week.
Yeah, not too surprising from what we've seen from Brett Yormark that he's as candid as he can be about it. And, saying he wants to go out west. I mean, does that mean the Pac-12? Maybe. Does it mean San Diego State or somebody like that? Maybe. But, that's definitely where it would make the most sense for them to go. And they would be look, if that's what the Big Ten is doing right there in every time zone, the SEC is not, but that doesn't really matter. But the ACC is not, but the Big 12 and the Big 10 could be the two conferences that are in every time zone. And if you want to, compete with the big dogs, you're not really going to compete with the SEC based on what they've got going in their gigantic propaganda machine that's 30 years old. But if you can match the strategy of somebody who's working for, then maybe that can put you, solidly on that third level.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting comments to see him so forthright, but he's kind of been that way the entire time since he, became commissioner, even before he, officially got into the role and was just announced. I thought his other quote about not only the process having started, but basically just flat out saying, like, we'd like to go west. I mean, that's just pretty, again, forthright is the word that comes to mind. I mean, that's just full-blown saying, like, yeah, you can narrow it down, and we kind of already had an idea of that's the direction that they were looking. But I've seen a lot of reactions of, like, what even is the new Big 12? He's talking about cultural fits. Said a guy, Matt Brown, a second ago, I just seen a tweet of, what exactly is a culture? I'd honestly love to hear more what constitutes a Big 12 cultural fit. What is the shared cultural identity across what the league is now? And that's a good question. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a hodgepodge, a mixed mash of teams. But Brett Yormark obviously sees something that he likes out west, and whether that's the Arizona Wildcats program and what parts fit with what they're looking to do in the future, or if that's somebody else, San Diego State or something that we're not aware of, whoever, he's clearly got his eyes locked in on some. And, if you're the Pac-12 or you're, out west, I think your eyebrows were raised this morning or when you saw those quotes, or today when you saw those quotes. So just curious, how much deeper and detailed we get into those quotes before, some triggers start getting pulled.
That's a quote or two, thanks to Justin Williams. I spoke with him a little bit earlier just to clarify. Yes, Yormark in Cincinnati on campus today, and they had a chance to kind of get a note or two from him. And then